You park the car, engine off, but you don't open the door. You just sit there, in the dark. This is the only part of your day that's completely quiet. No notifications, no expectations, no one asking anything from you. Just you and the low hum of nothing. You reach for your phone, out of habit. Open your banking app. $100,211. Nothing happens. No fireworks, no congratulations, no moment. Even your breathing doesn't change. You lock your screen like it's just another day. But the system doesn't see it that way. Because when you step out of the car, walk into the elevator, and check your phone again, the first thing you see is different. Not the usual $9.99 food delivery deal. Not a random coupon. It's a credit card. Black, metal, heavy, pre-approved. No annual fee first year. You didn't tell anyone you had money, but the algorithm already knows. The engine just turned off, but something else just turned on. A system that doesn't care how you made your money, only how to extract it. And that's the catch. Nobody teaches you how to build your first $100K. Because, honestly, that part is simple. Work, save, repeat. What nobody explains is what happens right after. Because once you hit six figures, the game changes. Not loudly, quietly. You don't lose your money in one bad decision. You lose it through better ones, smarter ones, optimized ones. And if you do things in the wrong order, you don't notice the damage until it's already done. So this isn't about getting to $100K. It's about the only order that actually lets you keep it. Here's the problem. You think money is a straight line. Earn more, save more, invest more, repeat. But it's not. It's a container. You fill it slowly, carefully, and then the leaks begin. Subscriptions, fees, upgrades, better financial tools. None of them feel dangerous. That's why they work. And the moment you look stable, those leaks multiply. Not because you changed, because the system noticed. Banks don't make money when you save. They make money when you move, when you upgrade, when you optimize, when you feel like your current setup is no longer enough. So the moment you hit $100K, you don't just have money, you become a signal, a target. And from that point forward, you're not just building wealth, you're defending it. And most people, they don't realize the game changed. So they keep playing the old way, and slowly they lose. My name is Stway. I'm obsessed with how money actually works. Not the motivational version, not the just work harder version, the real version, where behavior matters more than math. Quick note. This is education and entertainment only, not financial advice. I'm not your advisor. Talk to a professional before making real decisions. But what I can do is show you the order that actually works. Because if you get the order wrong, nothing else matters. There are two phases to building $100K. Phase 1, accumulation. Phase 2, extraction. Phase 1, you're focused, careful. You notice every dollar you have. 2, because you don't have a cushion. That pressure builds discipline. But then you hit stability and something shifts, not externally, internally. You stop feeling fragile. You start feeling allowed to upgrade, allowed to relax, allowed to enjoy. And that's exactly when the system steps in. Because once you look stable, you get better offers, not random ones, targeted ones. Banks offering wealth management services with fees that quietly eat your returns. Credit cards with $500 annual fees designed to make you spend more just to justify having them. Investment apps encouraging more trades because activity generates profit, not for you, for them. And psychologically, you're ready. Because after a long period of restraint, your brain wants expansion. It wants to feel like it was worth it. So you upgrade your life before you upgrade your system. And that's where people lose. Not from one mistake, from correct decisions in the wrong order. This is where it gets precise, not abstract, not motivational, specific. Because the system doesn't just influence you, it sells to you. And the moment you cross $100K, 3 traps show up almost immediately. The first one, the convenience tax. You're tired. You've earned this. So you stop optimizing. You start outsourcing. Delivery instead of cooking. Uber instead of walking. Paying for speed. Paying for ease. Paying to remove friction. Each decision feels small. $15, $30, $60. But it's not about the number. It's about the habit. You stop trading time for money and start trading money for comfort. Too early, before your system is strong enough to support it. So, what happens? Your discipline gets replaced, not by laziness, by convenience. And convenience is a permanent expense. The second, the asset illusion. This one is cleaner, more dangerous, because it doesn't feel like spending. It feels like upgrading. You buy a car, but call it reliability. You upgrade to your apartment, but call it productivity. You buy tools, but call it investment. Everything becomes justified. Everything becomes logical. Everything becomes an asset, but real. Assets pay you. These don't. They just feel like they should. So now you're not consuming, you're building, which is worse, because now you don't question it. The third, the optimization trap. This is the most subtle one. You start improving everything. Better accounts, better strategies, better allocation. You move money around. You adjust. You refine. You optimize. But what you're actually doing is increasing movement. And movement is where the system profits, not you. You think you're getting sharper, but you're just getting busier. More decisions, more chances to be wrong, more ways to interrupt compounding. So instead of growth, you get resets again and again and again. None of these feel like mistakes. That's the design. They feel like progress, and that's why they work. Before you fix this, you need to understand something uncomfortable. This isn't just the system, it's you. Because when you cross $100K, your brain changes. You've been holding back, restricting, delaying, saying no for a long time, and your brain tracks that. So when you finally hit the number, it releases pressure, not logically, chemically. A signal, you're safe now, you can relax. And that's when it happens. Compensation. You don't go crazy, you go reasonable. Slightly better food, slightly better space, slightly more comfort. And that's all it takes. Because your brain isn't trying to ruin you, it's trying to reward you, to balance you, to give back what you sacrificed. But money doesn't work like that. It doesn't care about fairness. So while you think, I deserve this, your system weakens quietly from the inside. So here's the order. Not theory, not mindset, actual steps. Step 1. The lockdown. When you hit your first real base, you move it out of your main account into something harder to reach. Different bank, different app, no instant transfers, no easy access. Because convenience is the real risk. If your money is easy to touch, you will touch it. Not irresponsibly, reasonably. And that's the problem. The lockdown creates friction. And friction protects your future from your present. Step 2. The decoy. You create a smaller version of your life on purpose. You decide, this is my spending, even if you can afford more. You cap your lifestyle below your true capacity. Because if your lifestyle grows with your income, you never build distance. And without distance, there is no wealth. Step 3. The automated escalator. Money moves before you think. Income to base to investments. Automatically. Because decisions are where people lose. There is no leftover. There never is. Automation removes the moment where you would have made the wrong call. Step 4. Controlled exposure. Because now the system pushes harder. Better cards, better products, better opportunities. But here's the rule. If it requires you to spend more, do more, optimize more, it's probably not for you. Visual. Cue. Glowing black credit card with red aura. Good systems are boring. If something suddenly needs your attention, ask why. Now the math. $100K at 7% becomes $200K in 10 years. No skill, just time. But only if you don't interrupt it. And most people do. Wall Street already proved this. People don't lose money because they pick wrong. They lose because they move too much. They react, adjust, optimize, and every time they reset. So the edge is not intelligence, it's stability. Now let's test it. Real life. 5 years later. Same two people. Same starting point. Alex. Everything flexible. Everything accessible. Everything adjustable. Feels in control. Until something hits. A layoff. A medical bill. A family emergency. Normal life. Nothing. Extreme. But enough. So Alex reacts. Pulls from savings. Covers the gap. Adjusts spending but too late. Because the system was built for comfort, not stress. So it breaks. $100K becomes $60K. Then $40K. Back to survival. Not because Alex failed, because Alex had no structure. Jordan. Same situation, same hit, but different system. Base locked, lifestyle capped, investments automated. So when pressure hits, Jordan doesn't react. Jordan absorbs. Because the system expected failure, planned for it. So nothing breaks, it bends and keeps going. 5 years later, $100K becomes $170K. Then $220K. Not because of luck, because of structure. Now, 2 questions. They always show up here. What about inflation? If money is losing value, why lock it? Because inflation is not your biggest risk. You are. People don't lose money to inflation first. They lose it to behavior. Bad decisions destroy more wealth than inflation ever will. So, the goal isn't perfection. It's survival. Long enough for compounding to work. If I lock everything down, am I just not living? No, you're buying control. Because without structure, your enjoyment is fragile, temporary, dependent. With structure, you choose when, how much. That's not restriction. That's freedom. So here's the truth. Your first $100K isn't hard to build. It's hard to keep. Because the moment you hit it, you stop being ignored and start being targeted. So, protect it. Not like a milestone, like a system. Because if you get the order wrong, you won't notice immediately. You'll notice later, when it's already gone. And the people who move forward, they're not smarter. They don't work harder. They just understand one thing. The game changed. And they changed with it. Before it was too late.